Y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the mess, honey. What's the business, y'all? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for another episode of Yes for the Mess. And tonight we are here to talk about Sharon Osbourne and the talk. Okay, there's been a lot going on with Sharon Osbourne ever since she decided to come from the Queen, Sharon Underwood, about one of her friends, Piers Morgan, who was accused of being a racist for his comments a couple of weeks ago. And now she's been under fire, and she was investigated by the people at CBS. And now it looks like she's out of the talk. It looks like Sharon Osbourne is no longer a host on the talk. Okay, now I have an article here from the Hollywood Reporter, and you know I'm going to read this article and then I'm going to give you my opinion and you leave yours below. So let's get into the mess. Sharon Osbourne is out at the talk. After the longtime panelists offered a controversial defense of friend Piers Morgan, past colleagues came out with more accusations of racist language and behavior. Sharon Osbourne is out of the conversation, parting ways with the talk in the wake of her heated on-air defense of pal Piers Morgan, one that saw her demand co-star Sharon Underwood to educate her about racism on live air. The news came 2 weeks after the March the 10th dust-up, one that was followed by multiple allegations of racist comments from Sharon Osbourne being levied by former co-stars Leah Remini and Holly Robinson Peete. CBS confirmed the expected departure late Friday afternoon. Sharon Osbourne has decided to leave the talk, read a statement. The events of March 10th's broadcast were upsetting to everyone involved, including the audience watching at home. As part of our review, we concluded that Sharon's behavior toward her co-host during the March the 10th episode did not align with our values for a respectful workplace. We also did not find any evidence that CBS executives orchestrated the discussion or blindsided any of the hosts. At the same time, we acknowledge the network and studio teams as well as the showrunners are accountable for what happened during that broadcast, as it was clear the co-hosts were not properly prepared by the staff for a complex and sensitive discussion involving race. During this week's hiatus, we are coordinating workshops, listening sessions, and training about equity, inclusion, and cultural awareness for the hosts, producers, and crew. Going forward, we are identifying plans to enhance the producing staff and producing procedures to better serve the hosts, the production, and ultimately our viewers. Like so much of the news cycle these days, the origin of Osbourne's on-air demise is Meghan Markle's barn-burning interview with Oprah Winfrey, in which the Duchess of Sussex, I think I pronounced that wrong, but you know, charge it to my mind, not my heart, alleged racist behavior within the British royal family. Media firebrand Piers Morgan calling Markle a liar on Good Morning Britain and stormed off the set and ultimately quit the ITV program, as many regard his comments as racist. When Osbourne came to his defense on the talk, the discourse quickly devolved. At one point, and most damningly, she demanded that Sharon Underwood, a black woman, explain to her why Morgan was being called a racist. "Educate me. Tell me when you have heard him say racist things," Osbourne said. "I very much feel like I'm about to be put in the electric chair because I have a friend who many people think is a racist, so that makes me racist." Osbourne apologized on Twitter, but the show suspended production starting on March 15th as it announced an internal investigation. Things got worse for Osbourne from there. After Robinson Peete accused Sharon Osbourne of having in hand in her own dismissal from the talk, alleging that Osbourne had referred to her as too ghetto, Remini entered the conversation. The actress and activist, during an interview with journalist Yassss Ali, claimed that Osbourne made racist comments about her former colleague and Chinese-American woman Julie Chen, homophobic remarks about the talk creator and then moderating Sarah Gilbert, and made anti-Italian slurs towards Remini herself. Initially contrite, on Twitter, Osbourne then went on the offense during the show's hiatus. She gave interviews to both Variety and Entertainment Tonight, claiming that she had been set up by the producers and was offered up as a sacrificial lamb. Her publicist also issued a doozy of a statement alluding to Remini and Robinson Pete's comments by noting, "The only thing worse than a disgruntled former employee is a disgruntled former talk show host. It's not typically the strategy of someone expecting to keep their job, so the writing seemed to be on the wall." Still, CBS took its time with the investigation into the matter, first announcing a two-show hiatus and then extending it to 2 weeks as the additional claims came in. The Talk holds a unique space in the CBS daytime block, the only in-house talk format in a lineup otherwise dominated by game shows, soap operas, and syndicated content. One piece of that syndicated content in most markets, however, is CBS Media Ventures, the Drew Barrymore show, already renewed for a second season after a promising launch. Positioned as a rival to The View, The Talk has enjoyed its fair share of rating success and the rotation that often comes with the panel formats. Original cast members Remini and Robinson Pete and Marissa Janet were all dumped after the first season, with fellow originals Julie Chen and Gilbert dropping out in recent years. Osbourne was the last remaining founding panelist. Osbourne holds a unique place in this 21st century television. The British national rose to stateside prominence in 2002 with the wildly successful launch of MTV's The Osbournes, a docuseries that paved the way for a generation of reality talent. She followed that with a brief talk show of her own and a run as a judge on America's Got Talent before settling into The Talk as her full-time gig. Her dance card is currently empty. As for The Talk, Underwood is still joined by remaining panelists Carrie Ann, Amanda, and Elaine. I don't know how to pronounce these folks' last names, child. It's not immediately clear if or when CBS might bring on a fifth member. The show will return with original episodes on Monday, April the 12th, following the pre-scheduled hiatus the week of April the 5th. And that was the article from The Hollywood Reporter. Now here is what Scotty by Nature has to say about this situation. You should have just sat there and ate your food. You should have just sat there and ate your food. You should have just sat there and ate your food. So now you done lost your job over a situation that had absolutely nothing to do with you. You lost your bag over your friend. You decided that you was going to berate another black woman and make her tell you whether or not you are racist or not. Like, you gonna turn around and say, educate me. Educate me. You're gonna demand that she educates you. Who the fuck you thought you was? You ain't nobody, girl. You ain't nobody, girl. You ain't nobody, okay? First of all, this is what the hell you get, okay? You privileged motherfuckers really kill me thinking that y'all can talk to people any kind of way, and y'all cannot do that. That's not what you can do. If you want to be educated on racism, you should have asked her with proper etiquette. You don't demand that shit and then be defensive when you demand it. Like, who the hell are you, girl? Like, who are you? And I knew that this was going to happen. Once Holly Robinson Pete came out with her allegations and the other chick came out with hers, I already knew that it was a wrap for you once they started investigating the shit. It was a wrap for you. I didn't see how the hell they was going to let you stay on the show after you made a spectacle of this whole little situation. So now you done lost your job over your friend. So now that it's been known that you've been having, you know, racist undertones and saying racist shit to people that was working with you, who else is going to hire you, sweetheart? I'm just trying to understand, because you're going to be blacklisted at this point. You might get canceled, and ain't nobody going to want you to be working with their brand. Nobody would. I wouldn't want you working for me, period, and you got this shit on your back. I definitely wouldn't want to be working with you, honey. Definitely would not be. And it is what it is. I don't like to see nobody lose a paycheck, but I like to see somebody get reprimanded for their bullshit, and that's exactly what she's doing, getting reprimanded for said bullshit that she needs to be reprimanded for. And it is what it is, child. It really is. Like, at the end of the day, she can have several seats. That's really all I can say about this shit. She can have several seats. I don't feel sorry for her. That's what the fuck she get. Period. Because you could have just sat there and shut the hell up and let your friend handle his own situation. You decided to get defensive on national TV, on live TV at that, with another black woman about racism. That's not what you do. Especially when we're in a sensitive ass climate where Black Lives Matter and things of that nature, and black people being killed by cops, white cops at that. So like let's not go there. We don't want to go down that road. So you got what you deserved, and it is what it is. So what do you guys think about this situation? Are you upset that Sharon Osbourne got fired? Do you think that it was unfair that she left the show, or you just don't give a fuck? With that being said, y'all, I'm out. If y'all want to follow me on any social media, it will be at the bottom. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and do whatever you see fit. With that being said, you guys, I'm out here. To my next video, I'll holler at you later. Peace out.